All right, what's up, everybody? On deck with Third Eye Cam. Today's date, February 4th, 2023, and the time right now is 15:17, 3:17 for my civilians. So I need to address some situations that I've been just kind of observing, and I'm trying to slow my brain down so I don't speak too fast and miss some things because I can get like that. My mind is constantly moving fast these days. Okay, so I'm gonna be discussing the so-called a lot of G-14 classified stuff that's happening right in your face that a lot of people don't want you to know on a higher echelon to protect their jobs. Really, honestly, let's be realistic. Nobody down here on planet Earth can really protect themselves from whatever powers that are above them because we're all on the level. And some people have you believe that they're godly, meaning like they are the gods themselves, not that they worship the one true God, but they'll have you think that they're just such godly creatures when they really are not. They're really not even worth it. Whatever it is they're putting out. Okay, so I'm gonna try to take this the right way. The first situation I'm gonna address is that real fake ass Planet X hunter. Now he hasn't been out in months with any kind of like videos. He doesn't say much, but as soon as like before he was attacking Planet X Hunter out in the UK, right? And that was what, last year, the year before, and I dug off into him really badly and just really got at him because the thing was, we're all seeing something that's like really unusual happening in our skies, and because we're all on the ground level at different altitudes, we can't see what's going on up there. All we can do is call it from the cloud change. And if you really slow yourself down and be quiet and get away from people, get away from your phones, and really look at the sky when the sky starts looking really weird, you'll actually see some heavenly bodies pass by, mostly asteroids. They always have a linear trail following behind them. Geoids the same. The moons are kind of like pearlish, like with a minimal trail because they're further out, and the bigger planets are so huge that you're seeing the top of their cloud cover on some days, and most of them take up the sky, and that's where we came up with the term sky fillers. Well, the thing is that's what Alex was leading with, and he used to be called the Wormwood Planet X Hunter on YouTube. Now he's named himself the Real Planet X Hunter in trying to irritate Planet X Hunter out in the UK. And I've always had a problem with carbon copy individuals. I understand people are going to bite things here and there because that's our natural deal, to take each other's words. But when you start copyrighting somebody's little logo and stamping your little BS on top of it, you are the lowest of the low. And this is what made him the lowest of the low. And so, you can't base everything on your lifetime to make it seem like you're the all-knowing and all-seeing. We're all living small lives. We're all very blessed to see this change coming. For some people, it's a curse. I'm gonna guess that Alex is on the wrong side of the table because whoever he think he's working for is what I would consider Diablo, the devil. Because to be realistic, if everybody believes in the one true Most High God, right, the one that created the heavens and the earths, and so-called he made all these planets, all these heavenly bodies, the sun, the earth, everything else, the luminaries, then you're gonna really give respect to the way that he is presenting this stuff to you as it comes and goes. You know what I mean? So with that being said, if you're going against people who know what they're doing or know what they're seeing, or they're seeing something unusual, and they're trying to justify or classify it, and you just jump up and go against them, and the only thing you can say is that I've been doing this for this X amount of long times, but you're not growing or evolving. This is the way I look at people. You're either traveling in variable circles, whether it be small, medium, or large circles, or you travel in a straight line, which means that's like the biggest level of evolving to me. Like me, I've always traveled in straight lines. I don't get stuck in the same road. Like honestly, I'm gonna be realistic. I don't celebrate the holidays, especially in this country, because I know that they are not my holidays. It was something else before that. So I don't get stuck in the calendar year. Like, oh, it's 2020 this year, and it comes MLK Day, Black History Month, Easter, 4th of July, Juneteenth. I'm just throwing it out to name a few. Don't care what side of the tracks they're on. A lot of people get so stuck in it, it becomes their ritual, their religion. And that's something I'm not. My only ritual and religion is the Most High God. I don't have no time for nothing else. That's just where I'm at. You know, I get people that ridicule me because I don't dress fancy. I've already done that, and I do have clothes. I bought clothes from all around the world that are authentic. I don't even break them out because I don't want to deal with people asking me questions. Now I'll break them out here and there to twist some heads, because a lot of people go, to your regular stores, the mall, Walmart, wherever you get your clothes, if you don't order them offline. But that's not my fancy. I love making music. For one, y'all know that y'all heard me say that. As you can tell by now, I'm very proud of being a Marine. For a lot of reasons, because it really taught me how to be a man where other men could not. That organization taught me how to be specific and detailed, like not try to miss nothing. So I give a lot of respect to the Marine Corps. Not because I think I'm a badass, which we all are, but I'm getting old, so I don't have time for that. But I got skills. Know that. That was not no cakewalk, and nor am I. So with that being said, this real fake Planet X hunter, and that's what I call him, Wormwood Planet X, aka Alex. He's trying to discredit. He has tried to discredit He has tried to discredit Planet X hunter Dave out in the UK. Now that he thinks he can't do anything with Dave because Dave is taking a different path. Dave does the waffles, the waffle conversation. And I'm glad Dave is sitting down, and he still does the Sky deal. But now we're actually able to see him on a different level. And at some point, I'm going to sit down and be on my computer, which I'm already appropriating it with everything that I've caught, and I'm going to have conversations. Right now, I'm bringing the conversation to you through my phone. I'm going to have conversations on my computer with slideshows because I want to detail everything that I've captured, and things of that sort. But now, because Alex has a tremendous hate for Sam Hoffman, because Sam Hoffman brought something to us that circulates every 3,600 years back to this planet. This is not its first time being here. Then you got idiots like Alex, to whom I think is being really paid off, because you can't invest that much energy at everybody to care about something that really don't benefit you. Let's be realistic. If I'm getting paid, say like $10,000, $20,000 a month to start discrediting people, and it's a topic I really don't care about, I'm gonna get at you. But a lot of people do this because they know they can't be touched. I know I can be touched, and I respect that because I know I can go out and touch a lot of people who think they're untouchable. That's just my mindset, and I've done it. Track people down, not telling on myself. Back in my younger days, after they caught themselves trying to get at me from afar, and I had to put them in check and step on their toes. Not a threat or promise. Nobody got killed. A lot of people got hurt though, but I'm just saying that was my younger days, and there's no crime was committed because it was a different time. You mess with me, I'm gonna mess with you. Like I said, and that was before my military times. So what I'm getting at, a lot of people in this internet era know that they cannot be touched. So a lot of them go way out of their way to irritate people with a lot of lies. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up right now, Alex don't know what the hell he's talking about. Alex's moral compass and his logic compass is way off. Reason why I can say that, you all have seen my findings. I've found a lot of them by accident. Didn't mean to get them, but they got caught up in my camera snap strike, meaning when I took a picture, they showed up. Now, I know a lot of people off in fairy tale land about, the government is this, and they're giving a lot of credence to the government, and the government is doing this, and, Project Blue Beam, and this, that, and the third. Well, y'all are all caught up in the world. And I see a lot of people with a lot of followers who are caught up in the world. They go through a certain narrative that is to me, it's remedial. And what I'm saying is like, example, and I'm not dissing, but third phase of moon is a good entertainment to watch. They got some truths, some not truths. Same with Mr. MBB 333. He shows truths, but he talks all around them. He'll point you in one direction, but if you don't look around and see the other directions, you'll miss the whole deal. I'm putting out there for those that watch him, and I think he's a good source. So I watch all these sources to see their mistakes and to see their truths, right? They all are being paid off. I put it like this: if they got like 9,700 subscribers, like the real Planet X Hunter, and that's not what I really care about. They're getting people thrown at them. Me, I only got 778 so far, and my numbers keep fluctuating. I watched them fall after I put a few of the past videos out, but they really, specifically where I'm showing the sky and the planet behind the sun. I notice every time I show this big planet that's sitting behind the sun, which again, the sun is not 93 million miles away. The sun is right here, close to the Earth, orbiting the Earth. Whether it's a flat Earth, a round Earth, a pear Earth, or a round and flat Earth, that orb that lights our skies up every day orbits in a close range, just like our moon. It probably sits a little bit further back. Enough said about that. And with that being said, if that's that range away, then all the planets that we're have been seeing, from Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, I don't like saying the other word, Neptune, and Pluto, those are actually closer as well. Somebody came up, the Johnny Come Latelys that are running the space race came up with all these fabrications, and the scientists that came up before them that didn't know. And let me tell you one thing, just because somebody got the name doctor, and I'm gonna step on you PhDs foots, because y'all pee the same way, poop the same way, eat the same way as me. But a lot of your PhDs, some of them are truthful, but they get told. I wanted to be a doctor, and I got the capability to be one. I want to be called Dr. Laquez. That's my name, last name. I want it to be called that. But I have a friend doctor. Just got her PhD. I don't care if she can get mad at me. I mean, shoot, I ain't gonna give her a name, but she won't even look at my videos because she thinks that, for one, my logic is off. She don't trust me. I'm crazy. And I'm sitting here showing things to her. And I'm like, well, damn, if I can't get nowhere with a PhD, then it's not even worth it. I'm on my own. And that kind of severed our friendship from the beginning, because like the earth is going through a change, and people are sitting here pretending like it don't exist, right? But I'm seeing this nightmare unfold. It's a beautiful nightmare. It's a beautiful nightmare that's happening. But what makes this whole journey that I'm dealing with a nightmare is the fact that a lot of people don't want to really see. And the only way they're gonna see it is when the earth starts shaking, or one of these planets gets so close and shows itself in the clear. Then you're gonna start seeing people freaking out, and they're gonna pretend like they're the only ones that saw this. But there's people like myself, Nibiru Follows Anonymous, and Planet X Hunter, Uriel, and a whole lot of other people. Brittany Has Eyes, Kansas City Girl. All of us are seeing something happening in the world, and there are those that are just trying to blow us off like we are crazy. And right now, the biggest antagonist is Alex. So I'm gonna be his handler from now on out. The reason why I do that, because he's trying to handle Nibiru Follows Anonymous. He tried to handle Dave, Planet X Hunter. I have extended this guy multiple times, and he ain't not getting to it. I've extended him the courtesy of coming to destroy me through videos. He keeps avoiding me. He will not come for me. He will not want to deal with me. But he keeps, just antagonizing Nibiru Follows Anonymous. And long before I really knew about Nibiru Follows Anonymous, I extended the freaking courtesy to the real fake Planet X Hunter, Wormwood Alex Luan, and I'm saying his name fully, to come get at me. And there was a few other people that said they were gonna come get at me, and I tore them up and they walked away. I haven't heard from them since. And I get these little whack jobs that come through, say a little something, and then run away. And then, you know, they're bringing me all this like confusion. You know, like when you're speaking and people cut across you and bringing confusion, but nobody's really talking anything scientific that has any weight behind it, but they're just throwing a lot of loose words around. I hate that. I will punch you in your face for that. Because when it comes to some serious stuff and I get passionate about this, anything, I'm fanatical, first of all, about whatever I pursue. Especially because I'm looking for the truth, y'all. I ain't looking for no fake. It's too easy to be out here being shallow and stupid and all up in people's faces and grinning, hee hee ha ha, and making little cheap jokes. But it seems like when people get real on this planet, they start getting turned the other way, cut off. People in the past have gotten killed, like hung and lynched for bringing the truth. I.e. Martin Luther King, this Black History Month, right? Malcolm X, Patrice Lumumba, a whole lot of other people, and you know, a few people from other races. They've gotten killed. Tesla, they've killed these people for coming out with the truth. The guy that made the engine that runs off water, they got killed. It's dangerous out here because you got a few of us, and I'm one of them. I got some inventions. One of my inventions kind of threatened the steel industry, but I'll get to that later. But you got people out here that's special to the point, not because they think they're special, but they're really heavy from the angle that they come from. And a lot of the people in the world that can't keep up, who are going home, beating their heads every day, trying to come up with something to keep up, to keep a dollar going, to be famous with. Because a lot of people out here seek attention. I don't care for attention. I could be wealthy and be the quietest dude in the room because I don't want you to know I'm rich. I'll drive a busted Yugo and still be rich and drive it straight to my $1 million mansion out in the middle of seclusion to stay away from people. And I ain't gonna have no attack dogs. I'm gonna have some attack tigers. You come up on my property, they're gonna eat you up. Straight up. You're gonna be their lunch. That's how I will get down. But the thing is, like, these people out here trying to show y'all the truth. And like Alex's latest video, I don't care if you go look at it or not. I'm not trying to make the dude famous. He's actually falling off. Because what he's doing is, on his videos, he's trying to discredit Nibiru Followers Anonymous. He tried to discredit Planet X Hunter in the past, and it failed. Planet X Hunter is doing real good. People like Alex R. Leach, he won't address me though. He probably said, "Oh, you have low numbers." I have low numbers because your local governments and governments around the world, somebody in charge, are making sure that my information doesn't get out. Because if y'all look at my videos, y'all know I'm very powerful. I'm a freaking Jedi, and I've been through this. I just didn't start being a Jedi overnight. I knew about the Jedi. The Jedi came from the Magi. I'm putting that out there for a lot of people to go research because a lot of things have been hidden in history, and I know what I'm a part of. I'm a knight. I'm a lot of things. I don't need to disclose to a lot of people, and it's not for any evil purposes like the rest of you earthlings, you mankind. I'm man, made in God's image. So that right there is a threat, first of all, to any Johnny come lately trying to keep up. It don't matter who you are. You know, I got people that's my same color, that's some Johnny come latelys, and that way you know I'm not trying to be racial. They can't even keep up with me, and we don't get along, and they know who they are, and they'll never be able to keep up with me because I'm coming from a totally different angle, a God angle. Like, you know, I was having a conversation with my PhD friend, and you know, we was having a conversation. I'm trying not to dive too deep into it, but the issue was one of her friends is pregnant, and it's like, how are you going to survive off of like one person working when there's two people living there? Now it's about to be three people because her friend is pregnant, and what popped up in my head is like, when you start putting mathematical figures over God, because my response to her was like, you got to have faith. And she's like, I'm looking at things logically. You have to, and I get it. You know, you want to make sure your money's right, but you got to have faith in God. When you start putting numbers over God, and I'm talking about the Most High God, not these fake deities, you are never going to evolve until you break out of your own shell. I broke out of my shell in my single digits. So I kid you not. It took me a while to learn, but by the time I hit 7 years old, I had questions about the sky, about religion, about people's different colors. And then once I learned that, I wanted to know about different languages, what all these words meant, then cultures. And then God started bringing all that stuff to me from over those 3 decades. I'm 48 now, so I'm all good with it. And I'm blessed to be living at my age, even though I've had a lot of trials and tribulations, broke limbs, a heart attack is the newest deal, which I'm still blown away by that, but I'm learning to adjust with it. I just don't want to die because I still got work to do. I still got children to hang out with and be a father to. I'm not really worried about certain family members. They blew it with me eternally. I had one family member who can never out-argue me, right? So I don't do drugs. I can barely stand taking aspirin and regular over-the-counter drugs, right? And this family member and I got into it, and he's a loser asshole. I love him, but he's a loser asshole. So every time when he can't outword me, and the reason why I have to learn how to outword people is because I dealt with racism, with people thinking that, like when I went to the Marines, I had a few assholes from their part of the world who think that all black people break nouns and verbs and conjugations and can't speak correctly. And when I, came at them because I didn't look the part of like the Obama type or mixed biracial individual, when you dealing with a lot of biracial individuals and they look intelligent, people tend to take them a lot more serious. But when they're dealing with somebody like me, and I don't have the look of the world that will make the world say, "Oh, he's so cute, he should be famous." Oh, I don't have that. They start trying to relegate me to the level of a low-thinking entity or being. And when I actually elaborate, enunciate, dialogue, they get blown away. And then when they find out I know what I know, and it kind of exceeds their thought process, then they kind of either respect me or they start really hating me. So back to the asshole in my family. He knows who he is. We've never gotten along. Even when I was a child, he acted like he couldn't stand me. And when I came up through my life, he was just really hateful towards me. After I became a Marine, he was Army. Now you know who you are. He really tore into me on some disrespectful stuff. He thinks Marines are barbarians. And I'm like, that's cool. Then I realized after him repeatedly attacking me, I said, you know what? Your little ass back in the day went to the NCO club. You and your little Army friends, and I'm being funny, but I like the Army, but I'm being straight up funny to that attitude because I'm funny with a lot of Marines with their little shitty Marine Corps attitudes too. I give them hell. Navy, Air Force too. Police can't deal with them because they think they run everything. I respect the good ones, but the bad ones get the hell out my face. Because in the war zone, you couldn't outflank me. You be too busy worried about your freaking. You spray and pray. I take well-aimed shots. I put it like that. Marine Corps. But him and his Army boys probably jumped a Marine, and that Marine had a few other friends, like one or two. And from my experience, because I had a friend that got jumped by a lot of Army guys, and I'm not disrespecting the Army. It's the mentality. Most Marines, when we're so well trained that if you're fighting and the odds are even in your favor, we'll not jump in and let you handle that. But my boy, when I was in Hawaii, my big dog Rick, he was talking to a Hawaiian shorty that dissed the Army guy. So the Army guy got 7 of his other friends, and they jumped my boy and beat him down and gave him the potato head. Man, we talk about a bomb went off that night. It went down in Hawaii. Anyways, so I'm guessing that the Mr. Asshole, and that's how I'm addressing this person. He was prior Army. He knows who he is. He's a family member. I think him and his Army boys tested some of my Marines back in his younger years, and they got their asses whooped in the NCO club in front of their whole crew by them damn Marines. Let me tell you something about Marines. We ain't trying to be bad, but while y'all are out there counting y'all money every 1st and 15th, that's not Marines. We out here training. I do know that because I lived it. I don't give a damn about no money like that. I want this training. I want to learn, know my martial arts. I'm already mean as the devil, meaner than the devil. Most Marines are meaner than the devil. We don't have time to play with you. We will laugh and cut up with you all day. But once you cross that line, we're gonna put your ass in orbit. We're gonna run you up a flagpole, and you won't come back the same. So I'm putting that out to anybody. Like, some Marines are bullies. Yes, they get off on that. But most Marines, especially the ones that's been to war, they just want to be quiet. They just want to be left alone. I can't speak to Army, Air Force, Navy, and anybody else. But if you recognize a Marine and he's been to war, he or she, don't cross him up. Because we're so evil, we'll wait for like 10, 15, 20 years out. We'll come find you. We'll actually know where you live already. And we'll come get you. Don't let a purge jump off. And I can say that because y'all put the movies out. I know a few people that done piss me off. Let a purge jump off. Watch them disappear. Evaporate. Anyways, that's not where I'm headed to this day. Jumping off my track. Alex. This guy, and the reason why I'm addressing him, because he's going way out his way, and like, the government don't care about you. The people in charge, that whoever's paying you, they don't care about you. You're just a damn pawn. A pawn with no crown. And you wonder why your health is not good. Like, I'm gonna just be straight up. I think he's kind of blind. He's got cancer, he says. I don't know if it's all an act. I'm not being funny. I have a heart attack, but I'm not gonna hang on to my heart attack like, oh my God, it's not feeling good. It's gonna kill me all day. That thing hurts. My chest still hurts. It's been, let me see, November 19th. I could die tomorrow, tonight, next month, next week, whatever. But I'm good. My soul is good because I understand that. So I'm very careful who I get after. And I actually pray to God before I get after a person that they find peace. But this guy's going in really small circles, and I'm not going to be derogatory towards him. I'm putting this out so if he should ever hear it, he will grow if he can't grow behind it. Because I know what I'm talking about. Y'all seen my videos. And if you notice, I keep doing repeated snapshots of certain anomalies I've found. I'm driving that nail home. The UFOs, the asteroid skull, the all-seeing eye, the cross in the sky. I've never seen that in my life, and that's not inside of Earth's atmosphere. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. I had a phone call. I had to stop this video. It's not live, so that's cool with me. I don't want to do a live yet. I'm real particular about how I do things. I want my stuff to be on point, but I had to answer that phone call. But yeah, I hate when that happens. I broke my train of thought. But the reason why I'm getting after people right now, because we're past a point in life where you can't deny what is going on around the world. People around the world are seeing too many of the same things. And as that same thing gets closer and more clearer, everybody's going to be seeing it at some point going forward. This is 2023. 2023. You add up the numbers and you get 7. Completion. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how I'm looking at it. Last year, 2022 was 6. That's a bad number. And it was in 3 triples. This is the beginning of the awakening official. 2021 and 2020 was for you to see clearly. 2021 was a 1-up. 2022 was a drop. 2023, it's going to be completion. So on and so forth. I don't care if you really don't believe in all that stuff. That's just how I call it. Things are about to drastically change. Like right now, I got my camera in the window pointed east. Some planets passed by this morning and now the sky's clear. So I might go ahead and cut it. I'll put that video out whenever I get it going. But we're past the point where now it's going to be undeniable to hide and run away from things that y'all have been doing for the past 400, 500, 1,000, 2,000 years, which is still a short time in this lifetime. And for people like Alex to say, I've been doing this for 15 years, 20 years, that's still a short number. That's nothing. 2 lifetimes. Every 10 years, we get a lot older by a decade. We start looking a little different. We start thinking different. We start acting different. But the universe is consistent. Whether something gets destroyed or rearranged, or it's still in the same property that it started out, or it got chipped away, it's still that same property, that same energy. Unless something deviates it and then it becomes a different energy. So 20 years looking at the sky don't mean nothing. I've only been looking at the sky for 7. Let me see. As far as the planets go, I knew something was coming back in 2015. That's when it really started. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22. Yep, 7 years for me. This year will be 8. So you can see how relatively young I've been doing it. 8 years, but I've amassed so much visual I'm trying to find a word. Proof. I was trying to get that word out. This is what happens when you start learning other languages. I'm working on French, Chinese, Arabic, Portuguese, and Spanish. Sometimes I start losing these American words, these English words, so-called English words. Okay. So I'm showing proof. This, like, you just don't run across a skull going across the sky. I think I'm the first person actually to show that in its clarity. That asteroid that came across, other people were talking about it, but it was surrounded by its cloud cover, so we were only catching glimpses of it, like little shadowy glimpses. That all-seeing eye, I keep catching it, and when I caught it the first time, it was really far away. It's so close now that it passes and it just takes up some of the sky, like literally. I think I saw it 2 weeks ago. Yep, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. But they're really close now. That cross, I caught it standing up vertical in the sky the first time. Y'all saw the video. The second time I caught it, it was horizontal, like a sword. And y'all saw that video. I noticed a lot of my videos are being blocked. A lot of my subscribers tell me that whoever's in charge, that don't want my information out, they keep blocking me. And also whoever's in charge, to let you know I see what you're doing. I don't jump all quick because I have a God mentality. I have a lot of patience to really be quiet and let you get through to your fruition or whatever it is you're doing before I say, hey, mofo, come here. I got you. I see what you're doing. So I ain't gonna call it all quick. That's a person that's conducting like they're out of time, which is sad. It's really sad that you all are in the last days of your lives or out here subverting information. And I would say the same with Alex. You cannot subvert God's information. Like, do y'all understand, for all of y'all that treat God like he's nothing? I feel that energy, and I'm not a disillusionist person. I got a friend that says God is a concept. I want to slap crap out of that person sometimes, but that's gonna be God's job. I'm from the South, out of North Carolina, which is south enough. It's south of the Mason-Dixon line. And them people down there, they do church religiously. So I've been through that. You know what I mean? Couldn't go nowhere without somebody in my family referencing the Bible. You know? But it's a lot that's been hidden from you all that are currently living on the earth. There has been other life on the earth prior to current life, which is mankind. The life that preceded this life. Y'all call it alien. A-L-I-N. I call it Elions, E-L-I-A-N or E-L-I-E-N-L, God. I mean, think about it. Before God rents the whole planet out to mankind and man for Airbnb, you don't think he's going to come down here and live on this or walk through it and test it out for a couple of 1,000 million years? Like I would. If I'm going to let you live in my Airbnb, or I'm going to rent my house out to you, how I'm gonna rent it out, I'm gonna live in it first. I'm gonna walk through every section of it, relax in it, go fix things, you know, modify things, change the landscape around. I'm pretty sure the way the continents are structured now, they did not look like this millions of years ago or hundreds of thousands of years ago. Think about it. Atlantis was here, that big landmass out in the Pacific that sunk, and now you got the Hawaiian Islands and the Samoan Islands and the Tongan Islands and the Philippines and all that. All that stuff used to be all one land. All one land. America didn't look the same. Whether it was Pangea or something else, the pieces to the puzzle fit when you put Pangea, all the continents back together to make Pangea. Like, a lot of y'all need to wake up. Just because you're living things a certain way in your lifetime don't mean everything's that same way. You all really need to slow down because things are about to get really hectic. You got people like Big Judah talking about how the 66 Bibles are not the only books that God put out, and he's truthful, which I already know that God is writing our history. We ain't in the Bible, but we're going to be probably a whole new Bible for whatever beings that come later, a million years from now, to read about the way this world is. And they're going to speak about how 2020 came and a pandemic hit and these planets started coming in, and the humans that were really the bad spirited humans of mankind were trying to subvert the information, and they started fake wars, and they were given false prophecies, like, these fake religious organizations. I don't want to name them. Y'all can figure them out. But everybody's making fake prophecy, and they're hiding the true people that God favored, because that's the way it is. Because these people exalted themselves a certain way, and when they screwed up, God punished them for 400, 500, 1,000, 2,000 years. Because God don't play that. But the ones that tormented and punish them, you're going to get double repentance. You know who you are. You're in power now, right now in 2023. You're starting wars. You're giving people problems. You dispatch your police out to kill my peoples out in the street who just trying to get home. Even if it's some other so-called people of the same complexion that killed them, they're all of a certain spirituality. Whoever came out here and made this whole world a race deal, you're an idiot collectively, because I see the spirits of people. I don't see the flesh of people. Now, I'll call the flesh of people because you're acting like that. Like, if a white person's acting a certain way, I'm going to say you acting like that. A Spanish person acting a certain way, and I'm talking about the derogatory, not in the peace, because I got that running through my blood. And I love my Spanish folks. I love Asian folks. I love white folks. I love black folks in America. Indigenous. I love African folks. But for those rotten apples in the bunch that make it hard for everybody who might follow the Confederate deal or follow the thug and on the streets slinging dope, I'm the baddest and I'm gonna shoot your brains out, take your girl, and run your pockets. I don't respect them folks. Straight up. Just any kind of asshole, regardless of your skin color, I don't tolerate you. You can be, but be that away from me. Because if I have to get a hold of you, real talk, I know I can get done, but I'm not coming out in the world to be a bully. I'm stepping out here on some old, like, really righteous mindset. I'm really trying to just really do it righteously. But it's a lot of G-14 classified stuff going on right now in the world. Like this whole spy balloon. That's the other thing I want to talk about. The spy balloon that's floating over. Bro Sanchez handled that topic last night, and I listened to it. At first they thought it was a moon planet, or maybe they're trying to hide a moon planet. But I think, honestly, since they're blaming it on China and saying China's spying on America, but they won't shoot it down. It's supposed to be over us today, or North Carolina. Yesterday it was over the middle of the country. That thing is out in space, for one. Everybody has satellites that fly over America on the daily. Sometimes we can't see them if they don't transmit. All they do is collect data, and when they pass over America, then they start transmitting when they get back to their side of the world. The fact that they got a balloon on this satellite with solar panels, they are monitoring my asteroids, geoids, moonoids, and planetoids that are flying over. And more than likely some UFOs as well. There's a lot of activity going on up there. And the reason why I can say this is because I've caught them. It wasn't no birds flying at night, flapping their wings. No, that was a UFO flying through with its buddies, and they were racing each other. And I noticed they come out on Fridays specifically. That's what I started noticing. If you look back on my time hacks, most of the activity is like Friday is a party night. I was born on a Friday, so I know how the energy of Friday feels. Everybody goes into a ritual on Friday, and whatever these entities are, which I think is my people from ancient times that live in the middle of the earth that come out. They've been doing this. We're just now starting to catch up with them because our technology is starting to come up, which was their technology, because a lot of the technologies today are reverse engineered technology from ancient times. We didn't come up with this, or y'all didn't come up with this. I have an engineering mind, and I put things together real easy in my head. The only thing that's holding me back is people that don't want my stuff out. Like, it's so much more to me than just third eye cam, than just being a Marine, than just being a truck driver, being a barber. It got so much to me. But there are those people who want them to shine that don't want me to shine because they don't want to see me get money, live well, be well, and be known around the world, which I don't care for that fame. Matter of fact, if I ever get famous, that'll be one of the saddest days of my life. Many of them, because I'm cool with just being rich, but not famous, because I don't need paparazzi outside my door. I don't need people assaulting me. And then when I put my hands on them because they've irritated me or threatened my family, then they want to take money from me through the court system. That's how people get down these days. And I think the world is, as it currently is, once God backed off of this world and let the devil have it, this world has been a failed experiment from that time forward. And we're at the end. We're at the boil over point. If the world were in a pot boiling up, we've reached the boil over point, and it's spilling over. And God's gonna have to clean it up, and that's what's about to happen. A lot of things that's going on prior to the way this world was. It was not made for a lot of y'all. A lot of you all went and stole it from the people that it was made for. Made it your own, whether it be religion, science, herbs, recipes. The people who are called the salt of the earth, and y'all know who they are. Go look up salt of the earth. It's in the Bible. Google it, whatever. And you can't say, oh, Google say anything. Nah, this is coming out the Bible, partner. If the people that are the salt of the earth are the only ones that's keeping this earth going. You take the people that are the salt of the earth off this planet, and this whole planet would be bland, raw chicken with no seasoning in the pot. You know what I mean? So a lot of y'all are a joke to me, really. Straight up. I just don't get it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of slightly start ending this. I just want to keep it decently short, which this is too long for me, but I need to drop some points home. I'm gonna be doing this again. I'm gonna be jumping on the computer more myself and switching up the way I get things, because I've caught enough in the sky. I don't really get to do too much sky looking because it's not much been going on. We've been getting a lot of rain, bad weather, because these asteroids have been passing too close. But once everything gets clear, I'll continue that. But at the same time, I need to get on the computer and detail a lot of my findings and just have conversations through my computer. So I got to clean my computer up and do all that good stuff and continue from there. But there's a lot to be discussed. I would like to get more subscribers, and I'm going to start doing live dialogue so y'all can jump on with me. I think that's fun. I did it on Bro Sanchez's page. Had a lot of fun. And just to voice my opinion. I don't get to talk too much, but it's always a pleasure. So with that, we're going to jump up out of here, and we will holler at y'all later and come back on some real stuff, and just keep your eye out. All right? Third Eye Cam. Poof.